Okay, this time we're going to be looking at the data description. I've gone through, I've got a couple of sentences that are key, looking at where this information is and what it sort of means. Okay, so what has happened is the mercury concentration in the feather of some birds has been, this is where this information would be looked at. So I've got a couple of sentences here from where the data is from, okay, that you would readjust yourself in putting this into your own words. So what is actually being measured is the age of the bird, and this is where the data comes from. Okay? So individual birds and the level of mercury in their blood. Okay. All right. So here's a direct quote from just using that information so people get the idea. Let's have a look at one piece of the data. So I'm going to go and just go here. Yep. So I don't want everything. I just want to explain what this is. That makes sense? Each bird has been assigned a number. Okay, when they're caught. And do we use these numbers at the front at all? Did anyone make a graph using the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. It's just only used as an identifier. It's not a piece of data. Okay? Okay. So this is not used. You could write this is not being used for any statistics. Cool. All right. So 3.5 years would normally be written as 3 years, 6 months in normal language. Okay? Yep. It's making that very clear and very explicit. Okay. Of interest is that 1 decimal point. Later on, when you're talking about like discussion and you're talking about the reasonableness, is it reasonable for the scientist to be telling you using this data to 1 decimal point? That's roughly to the nearest month, isn't it? Okay? Now that's what that means. So our data in here is accurate to sort of within a month. All right, so that should have clear up somewhere else down the end. Okay, what have I misspelt here? Normally be written as, normally. Okay, you could write that as you wish. All I'd like to show is that it's never going to be 3.11. There will be some times where it will be 3,11, but in this case, it's not 3.11. All right, I've just chosen, I didn't choose that number, I just chose a different number. Okay, now the big one. The mercury. Indicates, means, stands for 3, was it 1.8? 1.8 micrograms per gram. Okay? One, we're talking about very small traces of mercury here. Okay? This itself might need some explanation. This is 1.8 millionths of a gram per gram. I'm going to write that down because people reading this might not know that. Yep. Okay. Or you could explain how this is the symbol for U. This mu is the symbol for 1 millionth, or 10 to the minus 6. Right. So people who've got that physics background can put that in. This is just show if you do it here, you don't have to do it later on. You probably would use it in your discussion. Right? I have no idea how you measure something that small, but you know, they're not taking a litre of blood out of these birds, are they? They're taking just a little small amount and they're putting it in a machine, which looks for these. Pretty easy to find mercury in normal blood though, I would imagine, like metals. Who would have known? Normally it's got 2 L's. Of course it has. So another word that come up, other words. Yep. Just wait a minute. I'll just finish this up. Okay, people are all right with this sort of idea? Okay, and then we've got a little bit, we explained it. Third column, I think that's pretty understandable. Still may be dangerous to the bird. Now, if you do have some scientific background information about what's a really fatal level, this probably would be the place to put it, just to explain what these numbers mean. I'll let you, you're going to do the gender column and explain what that means. Why is that important? Because we're looking for differences, right? Full stop. Don't make this too long, all right? We've explained this. Some people may want to adjust this to the parts per million. In other areas, this might be described as parts per million. Okay, thank you for data description.